as Phil said, 2021 stocks in both portfolios. So we can make money on the companies, but we weren't adding, we weren't deploying more cash. So that says something about our outlook that Phil alluded to. Let's just take a look at this world around us. In so many ways, everything's firing on all cylinders. Years ago, when things weren't going so well, I said, you've got to increase employment. If people are employed, they can buy things. If people buy things, that helps the economy. This is economics 20, maybe it's economics 1. It's very, very simple. Right now, the unemployment rate is way down here. It's way, way down in the States. They're at the lowest levels in years. In Europe, unemployment rates are down. Things are good. Housing in the States, housing starts are at a 13-year high. But as Phil alluded to again, we have major problems out there. First of all, what I perceive as a problem is this is the longest stock market run in history. So you're going to have some sort of reversion to the mean. At some point, the stock market is going to come off. When the stock market comes off, when we have a recession, and on BNN and my Globe and Mail articles, you know, I'm on there saying there'll be a recession before the end of 2021. That will create more opportunities. Some people might say, well, you're missing things then. Stock markets went up like crazy last year, but we're not, because we have a lot of money invested. Those of you who remember 1987, when the stock market came down 22.4% in one day, there was somebody named Elaine Garzarelli. I don't know how many of you would remember that name. She said just before she was getting out of the market, and she became a stock market guru. The problem was, the next few times she said something would happen, it didn't happen. So often you can make a name for a while on one prediction. We don't make a lot of prediction, and I know how fallible I can be. So I'd leave some money on the table. At some times, it'll increase quite a bit in value. I expect that to happen when markets blow off. At some times, it comes down. But I would never look to sell everything. Sometimes I get emails. And if you want to email me with questions, you can. We're also in booth number 1037, 1037. Straight down here to the end and over a little bit. We're happy to answer your questions there and talk all day today and all day tomorrow. But I see major, major problems out there because things have been so good. So I would be wary of putting an awful lot of money in. In terms of resources, in the past, we've made a fortune in resources. I bought it in a major down cycle years ago after VRIC. If you remember VRIC, when gold came off, resources came off, I was buying companies you might have heard of, like Kinross Gold, Agnico Eagle. I was buying them for under $5. I don't expect that to happen now, but we made a lot of money, and if we'd held longer, we would have made more. That always seems to be the case. Generally, we don't hold long enough. That's why we only sold part of Alacer and some of the other companies that we have. People ask where the resources are going to go. It's difficult. If the stock markets blow up to some degree, they'll get hit. The economies will slow down, and that's going to hurt them. In the meantime, gold's riding a wave. That's why this show is so much bigger. The resources are riding a wave. Again, the things are really good right now, but at some point that'll switch. Gold often goes with interest rates, inverse direction. Interest rates can't go down much further. Gold often goes in an inverse direction to the American dollar. The American economy, while running really well, the government's making a major mistake because their debt's at a record level, deficit at record level. How they can be running a debt load of over $1 trillion at times like this is beyond me. We're only doing about 40 billion or so, I think, in Canada, maybe a little less. We should be right now retrenching, but we're not. And a major reason for all that is politicians want to get reelected. I think that's often priority number one. So I think that's a mistake.